Okay, I remember that in the last episode, I was so happy about the idea that they might actually introduce stuff in the episode, but well, that didn't happen, so I'm hoping in this episode it gets to happen. Let's wait the episode.
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't been in this.
To their fallen foes.
No, it's not. It's a simple question. Were you helping the firebenders?
Yes or no answer. That's it.
Yes, Akka. You know what it means to make hard choices. Your father had to leave your family to go to war, leaving you just...
Oh, so now based on what I've seen in the last episode, with the balloon and all that, that is something that we actually seen in the final episode of the animated series. So yeah, anything can be turned into a weapon.
I found him. Aang's in prison.
So he didn't leave.
What are you talking about? Looks exactly like a sky bison. It's supposed to be a badger mole. You sure?
Oh, he's now the king, right? Yeah, he's the king.
There's nothing like earth-bending masonry. No seams.
Secret tunnels, hidden under the mountain. It's said that the founders of the city used them to meet without anyone knowing.
A fairy tale.
You told me you've seen them.
He doesn't wanna go, that's it. That was not a lie, he just doesn't wanna go there.
Yes, there are tunnels, but they're unstable. Those who go in never come out. If you believe the tales, vengeful...
You're not as lucky. You're going to see the king.
You know what, that's actually considered lucky, so you know what, let's go and see the king.
Maps don't make any sense. This one says to travel east. This one shows a path due south, and this one spirals straight up.
In scalding hot water, steep for 2 minutes. Tea?
Sure.
Okay.
And you're wrong about him.
We witnessed the bending.
Wrong! He is. And he's very, very good at rock skipping.
Yes.
Boomy?
Hello, Aang.
Boomy! How are you still alive?
Clean living, the right diet, ooh, and luck. Hard to say if it's good or bad luck, but more importantly, how are you still alive? I'm still a child.
Story.
Huh. Ooh.
You did.
You're the idiot. You did.
Throw him a feast.
He's my old friend. What do you think? You're gonna throw him in the pit? No, of course not.
Jet.
You betrayed us.
Oh, no. No. Don't say that.
From killing innocent people.
Innocent? Spies, traitors, is that who you want to say?
You wanna kill innocent people.
If you stand against us, you are.
She can do that. How did she know how to do that?
Goodbye, Jet.
Look at the power you have. That's because of me.
All kid. The king wanted to see him. Well, you're just gonna stand there? What are you gonna do?
To the pit. Go to the pit.
For your meal, I offer you 2 choices.
Meow.
Come on. How bad could it have been, huh? The world is on fire. People are dying, and you
You're frozen.
leap through it all.
The way he says it makes it kind of fun.
And I wasn't there to help them.
Oh, those monks were always a bit flighty. Am I right? Huh? Oh, really? Challenge accepted.
What challenge are you talking about? Yeah, I know where this is heading.
This can't be right.
This was the only opening in the mountain.
You sure?
He's kind of enjoying it, you know. Yeah, but let him really have some fun.
Yeah, that was all kinds of right. So what are you doing here?
What are we doing here? What are you doing here?
We're doing what we're doing.
Right, but why are you doing it here?
Acoustics. Best in Omashu. Those are the tunnels.
So you know what? Maybe the tunnels are paid.
I want to go in there.
We don't have a choice. We have to find our friend.
Well, in that case, you should probably see this. It's a tale of two lovers.
Yeah, I do remember this story in the animated series. I'm glad they kept it.
A mountain that divided their two villages. The villages were enemies, so they couldn't be together. Remember that. Especially if you're going to go into the dark void from which no living being ever returns.
Yeah, very loving.
It'll be okay. There's nothing to be afraid of in there.
They're doomed.
We're doomed.
Complement of earthbenders just for one old man. I'm flattered.
Now, is there anything I can do to make your journey more comfortable?
I need some tea.
I'm fine. Thank you.
If Izuko saw that,
Come on, don't hesitate to speak up. It's a long ride to the pit.
he believes that Izuko is following him. He believes. As long as Izuko didn't went after Avatar.
Oh, you want to go north? North is not good. There are no easy journeys for the Avatar. Maybe I just wanted to play a game, like we did back in...
Yeah, it's more like you want to play games. Maybe both.
I just wanted a bite of rock candy.
I'm coming, Uncle.
And I made the right decision for once.
This way.
You don't get to tell me who I can talk to.
And you don't get to just ignore me.
I can if you're being an idiot.
Dad put me in charge.
You're not Dad.
This was unnecessary. This argument was unnecessary. Like, not like the place where how it started was unnecessary.
Guess we're not in Wolf Cove anymore, are we?
Seal jerky. Never knew.
Oh, it's true, isn't it? You have no humanity.
Oh, he's actually the person who has more humanity in the Fire Nation.
Blue 10 never needed it, because he was the strongest person I knew.
Zuko being nice. Well, I mean, he does have a nice side, but his motivation of trying to be like his father is, well, we'll see how that ends.
That's not right.
The crystals were just crystals. Like I thought.
Or that is actually the entrance, but you need to be in Airbender to open it.
This shouldn't be here. We were here before, but this wall wasn't.
How is that possible?
It's not. Unless...
As promised, one final game to play, Avatar.
Please come on. See, it feels like they've changed something here. See what I mean? I wish they didn't change that part, you know. It was kind of funny.
This is crazy. How can tunnels change?
I knew.
You run. And going around in circles.
Guitar, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
What's going on? Are we dead?
Not it. No. Smells love. I think it's about love, you know.
Love is brightest in the dark. It wasn't about the crystals. That's not what guided Oma and Shu through.
You know what? I just go around and destroying this. That's the way I can create it. That works too. Yeah, the effects are very good in this one.
Please, Boomy, you don't have to do this.
Oh, but I do. Some of us have to fight even when we don't want to. That's what who gets the last of the food scraps, the orphanage or the soldiers? You have to make choices like that day after day.
Day after you.
That's just to save this one city. You have to save the whole world. Let it fall, Hang. Cheater!
I didn't cheat. I didn't cheat.
Do it on your own, so you didn't learn anything at all.
You were wrong. You can rely on your friends. And that's the only way I'm gonna save the world. With my friends.
You think like a child.
I'm a child.
Is that really so bad?
Huh? Fire Nation forces are on the move. They'll be here by dawn.
You're under attack?
We will be.
We will be.
Be ready. Fortunately, a source tipped us off.
Sai?
The Mechanist alerted the challenge for you.
Yeah. Of course, we needed to see that scene. My cabbages. That guy.
You want to come with me?
I've come fully prepared. All the tea I need.
How the tea I need.
A babysitter.
Like I said, all the tea I need. Hmm?
that is episode 4 of Avatar: The Last Airbender adaptation. Well, this one does, tick off one of the characters that I really wanted to see. I'm a little bit disappointed by something in this episode, but we'll get to that later. So, obviously, this episode is also, this one I feel like, it does a lot of backstory telling, especially to Uncle Iroh, and a little bit to Zuko too, but mostly, to Uncle Iroh and how he got into work with the Princess Zuko and all that. So that, it also makes it up, for the things that I didn't like about the episode. And we all know that Uncle Iroh is like, they did an amazing cast when it comes to who they casted as Uncle Iroh. They took the character from the animated series and they just put in live action and then just turned into human. It just looks exactly like him. So I just feel like they did an amazing job, and he's also doing an amazing job to portray that character and being that kind of a guidance to Zuko and sort of trying to claim or make him make the right decision and just be a good person, and he's not doing that, he's not like trying to tell him every time like you don't do this and don't do that. He's sort of trying to show him more in little ways he can possibly so that it can actually stick to him instead of just saying no, this is right and this is bad. He's actually showing why this is right and this is bad. So I feel like he's actually doing a great job when it comes to his role. I know that he was never given this as what he's supposed to do, but he did it and he's doing it because he knows what it's like going to war, what it's like to losing somebody you love, and he knows that this path that the Fire Nation is taking, it's not a good path. It's not a good path. A lot of people are gonna die, and for what? For no reason whatsoever. So I feel like he's trying to make sure that Prince Zuko does not become like his father, and he's trying to do it in a more clever way where he just shows Zuko that maybe chasing the Avatar isn't your right calling or what you should do, what you are told all the time by your father or anyone else. You should make your own decision, and your decision shouldn't consider about killing anybody and all that. So I feel like he's really doing an amazing job when it comes to that. Then obviously we've just seen like a 25% of what of that. So as for what I've seen already, he's already doing something amazing. And also for Zuko, it seems like from this fourth episode, is actually for the first time he's actually made a right decision, and by that's not following the Avatar, but that's actually going to save his uncle. Because I know if this was the first episode and he was given this opportunity, or not opportunity, but this to make a decision, he would actually choose to go to look for the Avatar instead for his uncle. But I'm glad that instead of going for the Avatar, he was like, I need to save my uncle, and he did that. I really like that. Even though they kind of pain some people, whether they deserve it or not, it's debatable, but still I do love that his redemption arc story is just starting, and I don't think by the end of the season he will be like part of the Avatar team. Obviously from the animated series that he was part of the Avatar team by the end of the second season. I'm not so sure which season, but I know that they ended up being fighting the Fire Nation together. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but we know that I don't think that is going to happen this season, because I'm pretty sure they're planning to do also 3 seasons. But we'll see, we'll see how this one performs. I know that it was a hit on Netflix, so obviously there's gonna be season 2, and after season 2, I'm pretty sure season 2 is going to be more about what is happening in the 8th Kingdom, not Omashu, but the other 8th Kingdom. I forgot the name of that one. Yeah, it is the 8th Kingdom. That's the other 8th Kingdom. So you see how that one goes, and there are a lot of things that I just want to see happen, like Appa getting kidnapped, that giant talking island. That one should be in the final, because how it played out, and then the fight within the 8th Kingdom and all that. And also tough. I've been saying this from the second season, from the second episode, and I'm still saying it again, that we need to be introduced. And one of the characters that I wanted to get introduced, I was actually introduced in this episode, and that's Bumi. We are finally seeing Bumi in this episode, and one of the things, what I was talking about that I was a little bit disappointed about, is that in the animated series, I do remember this very correctly, very much, is that in the animated series they kind of gave it much of a choice, like oh, and there were a lot of people like watching this anime fight. They made people make sure that people are watching. Then they gave Aang a choice: who do you wanna fight? Then Aang chose the king, because he underestimated, how powerful the king the king was, So that's how I feel like they should have stuck to that. I don't know why, but I feel like, for me, if I have to choose, that's what I would have preferred to see instead of what they gave us. Maybe I'm the only one who feel like that one was a better one, but even though they kind of changed it, I feel like, it really was still, the fight was still amazing, the effects and all that. I just feel like there would have been so much weight if there were a lot of people sitting down there in the, like, this place seems like a place where people, watch these fights happening, like, a ground for that. So I feel like they should have done that, and and instead of just seeing Aang and Bomb just fight alone. And then obviously we saw Katara and the Sokka. They were stuck in this mountain, and no, they were not stuck as such, as they were sort of navigating this mountain, and sort of get a little bit of history of how Umashu was created too. So that was nice too. But it was all about, I think this was them getting stuck in those tunnels was mostly about them reconnecting, because they've been shouting to each other, you're not father, and you are acting like a child and all that. They've been shouting at each other, so it feels like that they wanted to get this resolved, so they had to go on their own place where they kind of have to face this kind of decisions. Then they have to talk it out, and they did talk it out. The dialogue was a little bit like, that's how it's gonna stop, just like that. But again, brothers and sisters, it doesn't really have to be that big of a fighter. So yeah, I guess it's over. Yeah, they do help out, Aang, when it came to the choice of who he was gonna save, himself or the king, or Bumi, his old friend. When Aang, obviously, with his sort of motivation of just trying to do the right thing and no one else does, I'm glad that his friend was there, because he was gonna get tired, and either he was gonna squash both of them, like Aang and the king, or he was gonna squash himself. I don't think he would have squashed his friend. I'm saying squash a lot here. So yeah, just to feel like this episode, where that part, the whole part about Aang fighting Boom in empty stadium was the undermining part of this episode. The rest was actually fine. We get to see also Sai and sort of becoming a good person, and sort of talking to the king and getting tips about who's the spies and the Omashu land and all that. So I'm glad that he ended up doing the right thing at the end of the day, which means in the next episode we should see. And what I want to see tough, but at this moment I'm just like, whatever, whenever you want us to see him, that's when we will see him. So I guess we just have to wait until then. So yeah, this episode is an amazing episode. I wouldn't say it's the best episode from what I've seen, but I still think it's still a decent, good episode, So that being said, guys, make sure that you do leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you really think about this episode. Are you one of the people that we actually hype about, or them changing the whole fight between Aang and Boom? Just comment down below if you're one of them. And yeah, that'll be saying, make sure that you leave a like, subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.